Ah. Ooh. Hoo hoo hoo. That shit was ass. Oh. Hoo hoo hoo. Whew.
Oh, yeah. That was nice. That was nice.
That was horrible.
Well, I did have one topic I suppose that we could talk about is your eventful weekend on your way to Bozeman. What happened there?
I was driving. I just got the whip back. Had it for, it would have been a week yesterday when this happened.
And he got it back because the wheel bearing broke, so he wasn't able to drive it for like a month, 2 months.
The wheel almost fell off. Like, if I'd driven it, like, fuck, dude, a couple more miles, it would have fallen off on me.
Couple more feet.
Yeah, dude, it was fucked. But I got it back after not having a whip for, like you said, a month. And driving it to Bozeman with the gal, going to get some fucking Texas Roadhouse. We're, like, probably, like, a third of the way into the trip.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pass this RV, right? And...
Hold up.
It's a loud-ass plane, bro.
Respects for people traveling today.
Facts.
Word on my mother.
But I was driving, and I'm going to pass this RV. And as I'm about to pass this RV, right, like I'm probably like, 10 to 20 feet behind it in the other lane. I'm in the passing lane.
Is it, was it like a newer RV or like, what was it and also was it like a truck and then a RV?
It was a truck RV.
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
just like a full-blown RV. Like
Okay.
It wasn't a We're the Millers RV.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
But it was pretty new. Like, I'd probably say it was probably last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving. I'm going to pass it. And as I'm about to pass, it was windy as fuck on the way through the pass. Dude, this big-ass, like, plastic black covering off of it comes off and just fucking slams into my windshield like fucked. I'll throw up pictures of it right here, dude. It fucking almost went all the way through. Like, you saw it, dude. The windshield's, like, fucking caved in.
The windshield's bad. Hey, Stitch. It's okay, dude.
And, yeah, dude, fucking immediately, dude, fucking me and Chasey are trying to get the fucking, car to pull over, fucking waving at him and shit.
Yeah.
They pull over, thank God. And I get out. I walk up to the vehicle, and it's these two Mexican guys. And didn't really speak too well of English, but I was like, hey, man, fucking... I was being chill about it at first. I was like, you fucking... something came off your RV and just slammed into my windshield, like, bad. He was like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I was like... Yes, I did.
He was like,
what?
Yes, you did. He wouldn't have been able to tell.
Exactly, bro. It's like, this isn't Russia. I'm not trying to pull some insurance scam on you.
Yeah.
And, dude, he fucking denies it, says, I'm like, bro, like, I don't want to have to get the cops involved. Like, we can just do a simple insurance exchange. Like, do you have insurance? He's like, yeah, I do, but I'm not giving it to you. And I was like, okay, bro. So you're being a dick. Okay. And I'm like, okay, dude, like, I don't care what you say, I saw it happen. There's nobody else in front of us. You know what I mean? And his argument that it was from this RV that he had just passed, it was like 100 feet behind us at this point. And I was like, okay, bro. So you're telling me something came off of this RV, flew forward faster than 60 miles an hour, and then immediately whiplashed, turned back around right above your RV and hit my windshield. That would defy the laws of physics. That would be some shit that, like, Stephen Hawking would get his dick wet over, bro. And so I'm arguing it with him, and he's like, no, dude, we can go look up there and look. And I was like, okay. So we go up there, look, fucking, he said it was a rental, too. So it's like, okay, bro, you clearly don't know this RV that well. It's Washington plates. It's like, okay, dude, like, why are you being a dick? We go to the back, fucking about to climb up, and I see a backup camera. I was like, does that record? He was like, no, it's just a backup camera. And I was like, okay. So we look for the piece, can't find it because it's windy as fuck. It probably blew away, right? And we drove like at least 100 feet until we both pulled over, right? Because we were on the highway. And we're like looking for it. He's like, dude, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying it wasn't my fault. And I was like, okay, bro, it might have not been your fault, but it came off of your fucking RV. He's like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. It's not missing any pieces. And I was like, okay, bro, but you said this is a rental.
It's like, yeah, you clearly don't know the RV well enough to, especially if you said it was like a plastic covering. It could have been just a covering like the vent or some shit.
Exactly.
And if it popped off, you wouldn't have been able to tell if that's how it's supposed to be or not.
And so these guys are like, we could call up the sheriff. And I was like, the sheriff? That's wild. Okay. I was like, I'll call the cops right now. So I called the cops. I call you, you know what I mean? And fucking, I'm telling you what happened. Fucking, I call the cops. I'm talking to 3 different dispatchers. I wait there for like a half hour until this highway patrolman lady comes out. She's talking to me. She takes fucking mine and my girlfriend's ID. Fucking goes back to the car. Does this, does that, right? She comes back, and she's talking to those one dudes who fucking drove the RV. They have a laptop pulled out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why do they have a laptop? They said that camera didn't record. Another plane.
Jesus.
Busy day for the airways.
For real.
But fucking, they're like showing her something. She comes back and she's like, hey, are you sure it wasn't the RV behind them? And I was like, what? No, they were like 100 feet behind us. Like, that would have been like physically impossible. She's like, well, they showed me a video. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucking sketchy. You said it didn't record.
Yeah.
They probably went through the footage, made sure like fucking they could get away with saying it wasn't their fault, this and that, right? And so fucking she's like, hey, like, there's nothing I can do. The windshield doesn't total in $1,000 or more of damage, so I can't even file like a crash report. And I was like, okay, cool. The fuck? Like, oh, dude, I was so pissed and fucking, yeah, dude. Basically got to get a new windshield on the whip.
Yeah.
Cop was being lazy as fuck. I'm not going to lie, dude.
Yeah,
you could tell she just didn't want to do paperwork.
Yeah. That's kind of gay. But
yeah.
At least windshields aren't too bad, and at least nobody was hurt there.
Oh, for sure. Dude, it could have gone all the way through. Lord forbid it, like, knocked me out and I swerved off the fucking highway.
Literally.
Or onto the other side over the median.
That would have been bad.
I literally remember seeing it, like, it's like a near-death experience, damn near, dude. Literally watching this big-ass piece of something fly exactly towards my windshield. Like,
yeah.
The way I just think about it, bro, is like, if I was like 10 seconds ahead or 10 seconds behind.
Sorry.
No, you're good. 10 seconds ahead or like 10 seconds behind wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Like, wrong time, wrong place. Like, perfectly.
Literally. Just right at the exact moment it was deciding to fly off.
It's fuck, dude. It's so ignorant how cops can, like, be that lazy, though. It's like, come on. You're a Montana Highway Patrol. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, I think we brought it up on a few podcasts how lazy the cops are around here. Like, it's actually kind of sad.
They just hate paperwork.
Especially when you need them to be not lazy.
I know.
It's the worst.
It's like, when they're lazy with, like, something like being in high school and, like, getting pulled over, like, fucking, you were just smoking weed, shit like that. It's like, oh, thank God they're being lazy.
Yeah.
But then when it's happening to you.
When it's, also when it's like, I literally could have gotten in a really bad accident and died.
Yeah, dude.
And you're just going to, and the fact is, I thought I was going to have to go out there and like tow the car back because I was like, there's no way they're letting him drive that back.
For some reason they let me.
And she just lets you drive back. I was like, that's definitely illegal. If another cop pulls you over, you're going to get a ticket.
And I asked her about that. I was like, what if I get pulled over? And she pulls out, hands me a card. She's like, if you do, tell them to call me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, thanks for that. But I mean, they're just going to call her and be like, why'd you let him go with this windshield?
Like, what the fuck? It was wild, dude. I'm happy they let me drive back, but fuck.
Yeah, me too. I was like, that's actually pretty chill because I didn't have to go all the way out there.
Just an example of laziness by law enforcement.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just fuck.
Yeah.
You know what we need for these mics? Pop filters.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like little tiny ones. That's what we need. I think we got a couple, honestly.
No, I have some, but I don't think they'll fit these.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But yeah, no, just fucking crazy Sunday.
Yeah,
crazy Sunday.
And then we ended up staying up till like 3:30 playing video games all night.
Yeah, dude, I think we got a. Did we get a? Yeah, we got a dub in Fortnite.
Yeah,
we got a dub.
First game in Fortnite, we got a win.
Did we get a dub in Warzone? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Speaking of, Vil texted me 13 minutes ago said, "Yo, what you doing later?"
Oh, sick. You want a game with them after this?
I'd be down. I'd be down to run it up. Maybe a little bit after, but yeah, I'd be down.
Can't be that late. I have work in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Fuck. I just know if I was a cop, dude. I just know that if I was like the other dudes in that situation, bro, it's like, fuck. Like, they came and looked at my windshield. I had them look at it, showed them the black little plastic pieces in there. It's like, dude, like, I would have given them my insurance. I would have been like, oh, here. Like, I'm sorry that happened. Like, I didn't do anything specifically to make that happen.
Yeah.
Like, freak accident, but here's my insurance. Let them work it out.
Yeah, literally.
You know, it's
but they were like, no, it wasn't our fault, dude.
It's fucking insane. It's ignorant. And then, like, the cop tried making this argument that maybe it came from the ground, too. It's like, okay, if it came from the ground, dude, it'd have to, like, fucking get whipped up with, like, that'd have to be, like, tornado-level winds for it to whip it at me like that. And, like, the thing is, like, me and Chasey saw it, like, fucking get ripped off the RV. Come right at us.
Yeah.
It was wild.
See, that's ridiculous if both people were like, yeah, it clearly fell from that RV and on top, and the cop's just like, no, can't do anything about it.
Sorry about it. Can I get their information at least? Nope. But I took a picture of the plates. I'm going to try to find, since it's a rental, I'm going to try to find the company that they rented it from and send them a strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
And threaten to sue and shit and see if they'll send me a check.
Yeah. See
That's
if that works.
I mean, you could get away with that shit sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
They'd rather fucking have that than have, like, fucking a whole lawsuit against their company.
Yeah.
Even if they know they're going to win. It's bad publicity. You know what I mean? You ever had a near-death experience, Clint?
Probably, but I can't think of any right now.
You know what I would always tweak out about if I were you, because you play hockey? Getting my throat slit open with a skate, man. Those videos are fucking
I never really
crazy.
tweaked out about that, which is weird.
That's like the thing that I think about, like, hockey most is like, fuck, dude. This shit's dangerous.
I mean,
dude.
a few of my buddies almost got, like, their fingers cut off, but
yeah, it's
nothing, like, terrible.
Do you wear gloves when you're playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You wear, like, big padded gloves, but I mean, like, even then, I remember one specific time we were fucking around in the locker room, and, like, someone accidentally almost stepped on someone else's hand, and it would have chopped off 3 of his fingers or some shit. And it's like, you just got to be careful. This is a dangerous thing. Even when you're not on the ice, you just got to be careful.
You're literally just skating around on blades.
Yeah.
Sharp-ass
like
blades.
Even then, before then, you're just walking around on them. So if you step on something, you're going to cut it open.
Yeah, dude. Shit's crazy to me. Shit is crazy, dude. And you're just running at motherfuckers with full force, dude. Going like, what, 10, 15 miles an hour, dude, on that ice.
Sometimes a lot of people can go like 30, 40, dude. Pros go pretty fast.
Wild, dude.
But speaking of near-death experiences, I mean, this wasn't near-death, but it's dangerous. I remember one time I was playing hockey, and I was up against the boards, the wall there.
Yep.
And I had the puck right here, and I made the mistake of looking down at the puck up against the glass, and a kid came up behind me and checked from behind me, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Stitch, shut up, dude.
That's Clint's dog. Very needy, if you're a listener.
Sorry about that, people. I literally had her locked in there for 10 minutes, and she's freaking out.
Yeah, she's tweaking.
She has a whole kitchen to herself, and she's tweaking out.
Yep.
But I was up against the boards, and a kid came behind me and checked me, and my neck went like that up against the wall, and I almost passed out, but I was fine after that. Like, nothing really
How many concussions have you gotten from hockey?
A lot. Hard to count, but quite a bit. It's been a lot.
What's the worst one you got? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't remember how it happened, but I remember just like for like 3 days. I remember right after the game, like 3 of my hockey teammates and like 3 other friends, we all went up to my house, and I just started not feeling good. So I just like locked myself in my room, turned off all the lights, and like we all just sat in my room with the lights off and everything.
Damn.
And did nothing because I was fucked. I was like, you guys can go.
I bet that's like the worst headache, dude.
Oh, it's terrible.
I bet. I never got headaches until like this year. Swear. Like never in my whole life ever got a headache in my entire life until like this year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Worst one I've had, dude, was when Worst one I've had was when we were when I was with Russ one day, and somebody had spilled like a whole thing of like fucking like engine lubricant or something in the
Ooh.
whole like fucking cab of the truck, right under my seat, the passenger seat. And dude, that smell, dude, just breathing that shit in all day, dude. I got off and I had like the worst fucking headache I've ever had, dude. Like my whole head was just fucking like beating.
Throbbing.
Yeah, dude. It was the worst, dude.
Yeah, dude. My sister has migraines all the time, and I'm pretty sure that's worse.
I'd hate to have a migraine.
Definitely is.
For sure, dude. I'm so happy I haven't gotten too many, dude.
They suck. I mean, I don't get many just random headaches or anything like that, but like when you have, I like every now and then I'll get them, I guess, but not too often. But headaches suck because there's like you can take pills for them, but then you just have to wait for it to go away. There's like nothing you can do to make it instantly go away.
What would you rather have, stomach sickness or head sickness? Both like a 10.
Probably stomach. Because
Really?
I mean, at least stomach you can like
Breathe.
eat something to like stop it, like go to sleep and chill. When your head hurts, you can't even sleep. It hurts.
I hate having colds the worst, dude. Like fucking like a really bad like head cold, like the flu or something, dude.
Yeah.
Just like not being able to breathe out of one side of your nose, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's how I've been the past like this whole weekend. I haven't been able to breathe. It sucks.
I just recently started getting over it. That's a shitty thing about living in like these like crazily rapidly changing climates is like it's so nice out, dude. And then like once it starts getting shitty out, your body just can't adjust to the fucking...
even then it hasn't even been like it got cold for like 2 days. And everybody got sick.
Yeah.
It's like shit.
It's wild, dude.
Ugh.
I hate getting sick. And it's so hard to avoid it too, because like you said, everybody gets sick. You know, if you want to avoid it, you have to be one of those like tweakers who like fucking don't go out.
Yeah, you like literally can't go anywhere. It's like
yeah,
shoot.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. You know, it's a really good show that you have to watch, Clint. I've already told you about this.
What's that?
Mindhunter, bro. It's so fucking gas, dude. I've been watching it the past few days. It is so good, dude. It's about like how in like the 70s, like I don't know how true it is to reality, but I know it's loosely based on reality. But it's basically like the story of how profiling and like the term serial killer came around and how like they started like talking to these people and like trying to get their actual insights to like prevent it from happening in the future with other people and being able to see the signs, and how like morally controversial that was at the time within like these places like the FBI and just like local law enforcement in general. Because back then, dude, like you'd hear about like somebody getting murdered and you would just think to yourself like, oh yeah, that's a crazy one-off thing that happened.
Yeah.
Serial killer wasn't even a term. They used to call them sequence killers.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, like few people thought that, oh yeah, there could be these people who just like make a life out of just killing other people.
Yeah.
You know, and like when you did hear about that, it's like so rare. Like, have you ever heard of Ed Kemper?
No.
I'm about to tell you some really fucked up graphic shit. So apparently,
I'm scared.
he killed his grandparents when he was like 15. Shot both of them. Went to a mental health center place, right? Like an insane asylum.
Yeah.
Somehow convinced them that he was rehabilitated, got out, killed a couple of like college women, and then he killed his mom, cut off her head, and had sex with it.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy?
Was it good sex?
That's a very hot topic question, Clint. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Did they ask him?
I don't know if they asked him personally if it was good. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild.
That would be pretty wild.
But they did like kind of like go in depth. I haven't heard actual interviews, but like I said, Mindhunter kind of goes into that a little bit.
That's cool.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
Like, have you ever seen like the Ted Bundy tapes?
Yeah, I've seen. I've watched all the tapes that are on Netflix, like John Wayne Gacy's, Ted Bundy's, Jeffrey Dahmer's.
Jeffrey Dahmer's crazy.
All the main ones, you know, the boys.
Yeah.
Each.
That Dahmer show was crazy, dude.
Dude, so there's a new series on Netflix. It's based off. I might have to look this up really quick. It's based in the same director and the same creator that
Okay.
made the Dahmer show,
Okay.
and it's based on these two brothers that killed their parents. I think I put it on Monsters. It's called Monsters, and it's about story of two brothers who killed parents in the second chapter of their chilling anthology. So like apparently, and they're making a third one. And this is a rumor that I saw on Facebook. So I don't know how true this is, but the third one apparently is based on a serial killer, and it's played by Charlie Hunnam.
Ooh,
and I fucking love Charlie
Shout out
Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam. You gotta finish Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, I
man.
do.
You gotta.
But so apparently that the Menendez or whatever
Isn't it like
called,
Eric Menendez or something?
Mendez or whatever.
Yeah.
It's two of them, and
Yeah, I've heard
apparently
of
the
that.
show's pretty good from what I've been hearing about it. It's just like the Dahmer show, and
bet
the
it
Dahmer
is.
show was really good. So
Yeah. I forget what I think Evan Peters is the dude that played Dahmer.
yeah.
He's really
Evan
good.
Peters is fucking
He's really
amazing.
good. See, dude, I'd hate to like be an actor and take like it's got to be like such like a risk because like you take one of those roles, dude, and then you're
You might be stuck in those types of roles where people
you're
just
playing
psychopaths,
fucked up, crazy individuals.
Yeah. Did you ever hear? There's this movie called I can't remember what it's called either. I suck at this, but they put Tom Cruise as like a psychopath, and he takes this. It's so I've never seen the movie. I was just watching this like little video about it. Stitch, can you please stop?
She's going crazy today, guys. Like Clint said, she's only been in there for like 15,
Literally
20 minutes now.
15 minutes, dude. And she's going crazy. She has food. I gave her 2 treats before she went in there.
She's not crying because she has a reason to.
No, she just wants to come mess around with stuff.
Yeah, but we can't let her because our cord management skills are not that progressed yet.
Eventually they'll be better, but
Much better.
She'll still be annoying.
Yeah.
It's okay though. But anyway, so I don't want to go too much in depth about this movie because we could talk about this more next week because I'll do some more research on what this movie is. But it was like it was a risk for Tom Cruise to take this role because usually Tom Cruise plays like the hero of every movie, and in this one he plays like this just murderous guy he's just a bad guy. But from what I heard, the movie is really good. So I'm gonna do some more research on that movie.
Is that new?
Came out a few years ago.
Okay.
It's not like super new.
I've never heard of it.
It starts with a C. I can't remember what it's called though.
Cometown?
Yeah, that might be it. Might be it. But and then I was also talking to you about this show the other day, this movie, American Gangster, the other day.
Yeah,
Have you ever watched that?
That's the one with
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, Denzel. That's that 90s one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's based off this guy. I had it pulled up. Harlem drug dealer Frank Lucas rises to power in corrupt 1970s New York. And I mean, so from what I've heard about the movie is based off the real life person, Frank Lucas, who did a lot of the stuff in this movie that he did. But apparently, according to a lot of people from accounts, like the movie isn't very accurate to what actually happened. And
You got to change shit up a little bit.
I'm like, that's fine. Let me try and find this gosh darn movie.
I don't think there's really any like movie out there that is based on true story that is like entirely accurate to its events. It's hard to keep it because like you got to fill in like details on your own, because like you don't know everything of a person's life, like the intimate details usually. You got to fill some shit in. You got to sensationalize it a little bit to get that 3-act structure,
Collateral. Bringing this back up. This is the Tom Cruise movie. It came out a long time ago, actually, 2004.
Damn.
But it's him and Jamie Foxx, I believe.
Never heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, him and Jamie Foxx. And Mark Ruffalo's in it, too. Crazy.
Kind of stacked.
But, yeah, if anyone's interested, go watch that movie. I'm going to watch it over the week and come back with that topic. But
if it's shitty, you have to be honest.
Okay, I will. But I'm just gonna watch it basing like my review off Tom Cruise's performance as a bad guy, and I feel like from what I've heard, it's very good. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then American Gangster movie, really good too.
Yeah, I've always wanted to watch that one.
There's this one scene in it that's it's just awesome. He's just sitting in a diner talking to all his brothers. I'm not gonna spoil it. I mean, it's a pretty old movie, but and it gets crazy. He's just in a diner, and then it just gets crazy from there. It's pretty good.
Makes sense.
And
Crazy diner scenes are always
apparently sick. Like that scene in particular is like that was really true. Like what he did in that scene was 100% true, and it's crazy.
I've been off and on, not recently, just cause fuck, dude. But there was this one show that like so many people were hyping up. I think it's called fucking From. It's just called From. Dumbass name for a show, in my opinion.
Never heard of it.
It's about like, it's such a stupid fucking show. Like, I'm not trying to shit on people's tastes, but it's a dumbass fucking show. It's a dumbass show.
Some people's tastes suck.
And like it gives off like if you ever seen, I know you haven't, but if you guys have ever seen like Under the Dome, it kind of has that same vibe to it. A little bit better, less cheesy, but still in that same kind of like level of cheesy entertainment.
Yeah.
Just like a step up. And it's literally about like this town that is stuck like in this time loop. And like people will just like be driving on like a road trip in like all these different parts of the country, and they'll get lost and they'll end up in this same town, even if like they disappeared like thousands of miles away from each other. And you can't leave the town. It's blocked off. Like if you try to leave, you'll just end up going back around. Like it's an infinite like fucking circle, right? And that's not the crazy part. At night, skinwalkers come out. Do you know what skinwalkers are?
Yeah.
And like they come in the form of like people, like, you know, so like the very first opening scene of the show, I'll spoil this, I don't give a fuck, it's a stupid show. If you want to watch it, it's kind of funny, like I'm not gonna lie, but like it's so hard to take seriously. It is so like you could tell the actors are trying so hard, but not that it doesn't work. But fucking the very opening scene of the show, dude, is this like little fucking girl like fucking opening her window. Which, like, you think her fucking parents would tell her, hey, like, don't open the window for people like you, like, we're the only people here that know you. If you find somebody else that knows you and says they do, like, it's just a skinwalker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it kind of has, like, that Walking Dead type of thing where, like, they don't say that, like, they're zombies.
Yeah.
You know, they don't say that they're
stupid.
skinwalkers.
Yeah.
They just call them, like, fucking, like, I don't know, some stupid name. And this little girl like has a grandma that comes up, black ass eyes, right? Like you could tell it's a monster, just like tapping on the window, open the door, open the door, open the door. And she fucking not open the door, but open the window. She opens the window, and it just fucking eviscerates her, murders her, fucking kills her, like tears her to shreds.
Nice.
And that's just like the opening scene, and like it makes you think like, okay, it kind of gave me a jump scare. It was like, okay, this might be something, but then the plot progresses. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. It's a wild show. It's just crazy, like, what they make nowadays.
Yeah, how many bad shows there are nowadays.
And there's always been bad shows. Right? Just like there's always been good shows. But, like, just the amount of just bullshit that's out there, dude. Like, Under the Dome ass shows that are just fucking... Some of the worst things you'll like ever see in your life. And you're like, how do people invest in this? Like,
yeah, literally.
Be able to like fucking like drop their sense of disbelief for this, you know, like like immerse themselves in these worlds that are just so corny, so cheesy. And like once again, I'm not trying to shit on people's taste, but it's a horrible show. It's a horrible show. It's directed well. All that, you know, but like at this point in time, like fuck, dude, you could direct anything well.
Yeah, that's
not really what matters. It's all about what's in the script and how the actors kind of like use that, you know, how they make it and shit. It's just wild. You should watch Under the Dome, dude. It's just so funny. It's like one of those shows that if you like ever like have like hopes of like wanting to make anything like that, it's a good thing to watch to know what not to do.
You know, but I never really aspire to make anything like that. So
yeah, it's just so funny, dude. Because like you're sitting there and you're like, okay, dude, like, because in Under the Dome, what's his name? Who plays Hank in Breaking Bad?
Dean Norris.
Dean Norris. The whole time you're just thinking to yourself, okay, this is just evil Hank.
Yeah.
This is just evil Hank.
Dang.
And it's just wild. They call him Big Jim in the show, and like. they never don't call him Big Jim, even when it's like super serious and they're like talking to him and they're like you think they'd be like Jim, no, it's Big Jim. They always give him his little nickname. It's so funny. And then he has a son named Junior, and he's like a fucked up person, you know, like locks women in basements and shit.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's wild. It is wild. I feel like I could write something like Under the Dome right now. Like right now. Like off like give me some Coke and like a lot of booze and I could do that whole show in like a week.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably how Stephen King did it.
Well, Stephen King did have like this period in his life where he was just coked the fuck out, dude, on a bunch of shit, like other than Coke too, where he's just writing whatever the fuck. Stephen King wrote so many books that like at one point he came out with like a pseudonym. He made this one book Rage under this pseudonym. I forget what it was, but it causes I don't believe it, but this one kid like fucking like shot up a school and like fucking shot up something or did some violent shit and like they found like a copy of this book Rage and his shit. So like they pulled it off the shelves and all that.
They always blame stupid shit on that. Like
it's like dude.
Yeah, there's this YouTube, one of the recent shootings that happened, or it was during the Trump assassination. He was wearing a specific shirt from a YouTube channel, and like people were pissed at the YouTube channel because the YouTube channel like shows you how to use guns and like shows guns and stuff, and it's like that's not why he shot up the school.
Literally, dude. Like what the fuck? Like
it's like why are you trying to blame it on other things when we know exactly what the problem is? We're just too afraid to say it.
It's like, dude, that's like if some kid goes out and fucking steals a car and you find that he has a copy of GTA, it's like blaming it on the fucking Rockstar Games. It's like, dude, that kid was gonna do something fucked up anyway. It doesn't matter if he had My Little Pony in front of his fucking eyes his whole goddamn life.
It's like 1 billion people have bought that game. 1 billion people aren't out stealing cars, shooting random people. Like that's not how it works.
Exactly, dude. Like how many other people play fucking those games or watch that type of shit or read that type of shit that don't do something fucked up. But the one time that somebody does, it's that piece of entertainment.
Video games are bad, but this book is bad. This one movie showed this one scene, so that's what caused this violence over here. It's like, no, it didn't. What?
It's insane that people can even like come to that conclusion.
Literally, people are their own people, and they make their own mistakes.
Yeah, dude.
And America especially has a problem with mental health. I don't want to go too far into this, but
hardcore.
That's just where it is, and people are just too afraid to admit it.
Did you know Montana has the most drinking-related deaths each year by
I'd believe
per capita?
I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highest suicide rate.
I mean, just since we've been able to since we've graduated and been able to like go out and drink, we know 3 people that have died in drunk accidents already, and it's only been like 2 years.
Yeah, dude. So it's wild. People get fucked up and do all kinds of crazy things. Oh, yeah.
Even one of our good buddies has got drunk and hit some people.
Yeah, we won't speak too much on that because we don't want to out the man as a criminal, but...
Or woman.
Or a woman. Or a non-binary individual.
Non-binary, you never know.
Never know. It could be anybody. Definitely not the first thing we said.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. But yeah, no, dude, fucking, it's just so crazy, dude. Like what, like fucking being intoxicated or fucking high as shit on some crazy drugs will make you do.
Oh yeah, you're not yourself when you're on drugs, or you're too much of yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I become too much of myself when I'm on psychedelics. That's what it feels like. I'm like too me.
I'm just yeah, I'm too me when I'm drunk, I think.
I'm not me at all when I'm drunk, dude. I feel like a completely different person.
Really? Yeah. Nice.
It's wild. But when I'm on shrooms, dude, I feel like I'm in my element.
Really?
Hard.
I feel out of my element when I'm on shrooms.
It's probably because you're not used to tripping. Because when I first started tripping, I felt like a completely different person. But then you get into it to a certain extent where it's like, could be that I'm fried. Could be that. Shout out, FRiED. Could be that, but... Yeah, you never know. I wonder, like, I wonder if, like, I've always thought this. that maybe nicotine, like vapes and shit, will have like long-term mental effects from like
Dude.
the little like
Oh
microplastics
yeah,
and the
dude.
little like
I
metals
think
and
about that
shit.
all the time. Because I mean, just think about like how much more I look at it this way too. I always thought that you fiend for like vapes and stuff a lot more than you fiend for a cigarette, or people
Oh,
would
yeah.
fiend for cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's just so much more accessible to you.
You
Like you
can't
can
smoke a cigarette in Walmart.
literally like you can hide it when like I'm in Walmart two out of the 2 or 3 days out of the week, right?
Yep.
And like half the time I'm just sitting in the wine section and I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
it's like nobody, even if people see it, like random people will sometimes see it and they're like,
Nobody cares.
nobody cares.
Dude, if you light up a cigarette in Walmart, dude, you'll get kicked out.
Literally,
so fast.
immediately. Like, it's just so much more
You'd
accessible
probably be
to
better
hit
off
your neck.
smoking weed in Walmart.
For real.
Low key, dude. Cigs
I've
are
hit-
so like.
I mean, I've hit dab pens and stuff, and not during work or anything like that, but I've hit dab pens at Walmart. Nobody really says anything.
Well, everybody knows that stereotype of working at like a restaurant, going into the walk-in freezer and just fucking smacking the pen.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen that one video of the kid that does it? And
He gets caught.
His manager walks in,
Yeah.
films it, taps him, and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to clock out." And he turns around and goes, right now?
right now? Right now? So funny, dude. So funny.
It's
I'm
like,
so happy I've
Jesus.
never gotten caught doing some shit. I've been
Yeah,
caught when we worked at Taco Bell. I got caught vaping like twice.
You got caught vaping so many times. It wasn't just twice.
Yeah,
but
it was more.
She
But I
only
got
yelled at
written.
you twice.
I got written up for twice.
I only got caught once, and it was when I was doing my training, so she didn't care.
Yeah,
That was
that's so funny. While you're doing your training, dude.
Yeah,
Working at Taco Bell was a weird experience, man.
it was nice.
It was fun.
It was good.
It was fun. But for fast food, it was weird because like we have a Taco Bell here called the Cantina where like it doesn't have a drive-through, so
And
it
it's a-
doesn't feel like
and it's
fast
a bar.
food. So you could sell booze.
Yeah,
And you go to this Taco Bell and get completely fucking like slammed.
it's,
And
it's a
you
fun Taco Bell.
won't feel like a piece of shit. You probably still will, but like they can't kick you out for it.
Yeah,
So much crazy shit has happened up there too. We won't get into it because we care about Becky. If you're watching this, Becky, leave a comment. I know you say you watch
we miss
it,
you,
but
Becky.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all.
She told us these were too long.
So this is a short episode too. If you clicked on it and noticed.
this will be the shortest episode, so
Yeah.
that we have so far.
Yeah. Me and Clint are both just kind of sick.
And I feel like for me and you episodes, it's like the perfect length, only about an hour.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we talk all the time anyway.
We have these special episodes planned out for just me and Clint to do though, like down the line, like where we like fucking hit episode like 50 and 100.
Yeah,
Where it'll be very eventful, probably like longer than most of our regular episodes.
it'll be good. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
That one will be fun. Actually,
Really
kind of
fun.
excited to do those.
Yeah, those will be fun. Just because it's like a unique idea. We're not going to speak anymore on it
No,
because
we don't want somebody to steal it.
the podcasting industry is very, very, very
Literally.
competitive. Everybody and their moms has a podcast.
I'm looking at you, Joe Rogan. Don't steal our ideas.
Fuck you, Joe.
Come on, Joe. Fight me, bruh.
I'll beat your ass right now. Best believe it. No, Joe Rogan would fucking take me and turn me into a pretzel, dude. It'd be fucked up.
He would kick me so fucking far.
You seen that one video of him kicking that fucking boxing bag, dude?
Yeah. Dude, I've
crazy.
seen like UFC fighters go, "You have the best spinning back kick I've ever fucking seen."
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, he probably does.
He's lived an interesting life, man. Been all around and shit. I just can't believe he's like fucking what? Like $250 million just off that 1 year Spotify licensing
Literally.
deal.
I mean, and they just keep giving him money. Good for him.
Facts, he deserves it. He pioneered this shit.
No, not necessarily. He's one of them for sure.
He popularized it.
And
And he
there
got
you
like
go.
the whole formula down of like however like if it wasn't for
And-
Joe Rogan, we wouldn't
and-
be sitting here right now doing
And
this.
Joe always remained Joe. He never switched up on anybody. You know,
Exactly.
he's always been doing the podcast. He's always been doing UFC. He's always been doing comedy. He's never switched up on any of that.
There's this one meme that I saw about like Joe Rogan and like how he like conducts his interviews where like it's just him talking like a caveman. It's like Joe curious. Joe curious. Joe want to know how sun work. Tell me how sun work. And then fucking like be like, okay, this is how da 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 da. Interesting. That makes me smarter.
Are those like those AI ones?
No, dude, it's just like a fucking like 4chan meme.
Oh,
and then it's
okay.
like fucking like him talking like, you know that Paul Stamats guy he has on about like mushrooms and shit. Be like, Mushroom Hat Man told me something different. You tell me something different. Are you lying to Joe? It's so funny, dude. I find that shit fucking hilarious, dude.
Well, Joe, yeah, bro, he's an interesting guy. He's inquisitive. You gotta like people like that who are just questioning.
Because if you looked
everything.
at Joe Rogan, you'd expect him to just be like one of those typical like gym bro meatheads that
Yeah,
just
for
like
real,
are
but-
kind of fucking loopy.
You don't expect him to be one of the smartest people that you will ever talk to. It's like, damn.
Literally, it's wild. A lot of people like to give him shit, but fuck, do you get to a point where you're so popular, you're just gonna get shit?
Yeah, literally.
You
I
know?
mean, we've only had 3 podcasts and we already have a guy giving us shit.
Yeah, fuck you, bro. I hope you comment on this video.
Fuck you, guy.
I don't know your
I
name.
hate you.
Let me pull it up. I'm gonna fucking come at you personally.
You
dude.
make me cry at night. I read your comment and cry.
Yeah, Clint cries about it. I hear
For
him.
real.
Okay, his name is Yes Chef. Yes Chef X on YouTube. Fuck you. He said, so edgy and cool. Grow the fuck up. You
Yes,
guys
Chef.
are like 12 complaining about entry level jobs. And then I go to this guy's account, right?
Yes, chef.
Most recent video is a Rocket League video.
Yes, chef.
So
Let's not promote Yes Chef. Let's cut this whole part out. I don't want to promote Yes Chef. We're not giving his Rocket League videos any views.
yeah, fuck your little faggot ass Rocket League
yeah,
videos,
fuck your
bro.
Rocket League, dude.
Nobody fucks with your Rocket League videos. Nobody. No, but thank you for the interactions. That's just boost our content a little bit more, and we really appreciate it. And we hope you stick around and keep hating.
It's fun.
I'd rather have haters than lovers, man.
That's
True.
a weird statement. I'd rather have lovers. I mean, a few haters in there doesn't hurt, but I'd rather have
No.
more people that like
We
us.
need the whole internet to fucking want us to burn
I don't think that's
down to a crisp.
I don't think that's how we should approach this.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
That's the way I've been going about it. So
Well, they'll like me at least.
you're gonna hate me.
I'm honest.
I'm gonna get money and completely change up.
Yeah, I
gonna-
believe it.
I'm gonna turn into a big egotistical piece of shit.
Turn into.
I'm going to turn into more
There you
of a
go.
big egotistical piece of shit. Probably gonna start doing steroids, not for like the physique, just for like the mental retardation that it'll give me.
Oh.
Was there ever any kids in hockey that did steroids? Yeah, blow your nose on the podcast.
I'm
Fucking-
sick, bruh.
Fucking
There's nothing I can
disgusting.
do about that. I'm sorry.
Have a
I
better
always-
immune system.
I always suspected this one kid, but I'm not gonna
Say his first and
no.
last name.
I'm not gonna shout him out like that because I actually saw him a few days ago. But I always suspected him of being on steroids because, like, one year. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it too much because everybody on the hockey team watches this, and I'm not gonna shout him out.
Shout him out. You know who you are, probably.
I think you know who you are, but
If you're listening to this and
Fuck
you're
it, I
like,
mean-
oh, is he talking about me? Then yeah, bro.
if
We
if
are.
not, fucking get your gains, dude. Get those gains
For real.
in
I knew a
month.
couple of kids who did steroids, and you can always tell.
Exactly. You can kind of always tell they get their mood changes.
There was
very-
this one kid, and I'll go into detail with this because I was never really that close with him, but I'm not going to say his name. But there's this one kid that I heard in high school he started doing steroids, and he was like one of those like gym bro ass motherfuckers. And the story goes, I don't know how true this is, that he would have his mom stick the steroids in his ass for him. Would you gotta be close with your mom, bro? Okay, it's different when it's like
For
a
real.
diabetes shot or some shit.
When you're like, Mom, inject these roids in my ass.
Mom rode me up. You bend over the dinner table, dude, and she just fucking spanks him a little bit afterwards.
Here, honey.
Yeah, literally, dude, just fucking right in. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're that dedicated to your physique, then you deserve it, I guess.
I guess so. Good.
Yeah.
You get your gains. I suppose.
Run it up.
Run it up.
He deserves it. I wonder if he's still on it. If you're listening to this and you're like, is he talking about me? Then yes, bro, because that's a very specific instance that could happen.
I think a few people might have their mom stick roids in their ass. You never know.
Dude, I wouldn't even like, I don't even know if I'd ever drink with my mom, man. For
Really?
real. My mom didn't drink. I didn't grow up
I don't-
watching her drink or anything. I'd smoke
Yeah.
a cig with my mom.
My mom doesn't drink. Well, they don't like drink. I don't think I've ever seen my mom drunk. I've seen my dad buzzed, but not like drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd get drunk with them. I'd get high. I get high with my parents all the time. I don't care about that. But
Yeah, that's fair. I never had that relationship.
I remember the first time I got high with my mom. We were just sitting on the balcony. It was like 5 of us,
Yep.
and she just had a pipe with her because we're all adults at this point, right? She
Yep.
didn't need to hide it. And we were both leaning up on the balcony, and she just handed me the pipe, and I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sick." Smoked the whole bowl with her. I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever smoked with my dad, but my dad also doesn't really smoke that much, so.
Yeah. Your mom's a stoner.
Oh yeah, dude. Basically, every time I go up to my house, my mom's smoking. Like every single time I go up, I like go up and my dad's like, "Oh, your mom's out back smoking." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. You're finding out that your family smoked weed. I remember like it was like a key moment in my life, just showing me like the broad spectrum of stoners and like what types of people they can be. Because I remember you told me one day, hey, bro, like, I didn't know anything about your upbringing, you know, and fucking, I remember you told me one day, hey, dude, like, fucking, let's go out to my mom's house, steal some of her weed, and fucking smoke. And I was like, oh, bet. And I'm not going to lie. I was like, fuck, we were, what, 15, 16 at the time?
Something like that.
And I was like, just expecting them to be poor. Because I had this, like, idea in my mind, like, parents that smoke weed, poor. Like,
Yeah.
those are just logical
Well,
conclusion for me at the time.
Yeah, and I never ever presented myself as wealthy
Yeah.
or anything.
And I remember pulling up, dude, and like we were driving by these houses, and like we were driving into like a nice part of town. I was like, "Is it this one, Clint?" No. We start driving down this dead end. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No, it's at the very end. And I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" We pull up, dude. This is a pretty fucking nice house, dude. 2-story glass atrium, and I was like, "Damn." We pull up, and I just remember thinking to myself, "Damn, dude." Stoners can really be anybody.
Yeah, dude. Then I remember we broke into my parents' bathroom.
Dude,
and
I
stole
remember.
their
I did
weed.
not think you would be able to pick that lock. I did not think you'd be able to pick that lock. Dude, Clint picked the fuck out of that lock.
Yeah, dude. I taught myself how to lockpick to be able to steal weed.
Yeah.
So
See,
Dude.
drugs can teach you things.
they can.
Drugs can teach you things.
The more you know.
Sketchy things, but still things
Man,
nonetheless.
if I'm ever locked anywhere,
Yeah, facts.
give it a shot. You never know.
Yeah, dude. Straight up. I remember your mom had like a good amount too, dude. I
She
remember
always
being like,
does.
damn, dude.
Yeah.
His mom stacked
My
up.
mom's booted up on the marijuana.
The Mary J.
She loves that stuff. I love that stuff.
That song Mary Jane's Last Dance is about weed, right?
Which song is that?
Tom Petty.
I would assume so.
Because it's like him. Because Mary Jane's Mary Jane. For a long time, I thought it was just about some woman named Mary Jane.
I would assume it's about marijuana. Because,
Gotta be.
back in Tom Petty's days, a lot of women were probably named Mary Jane.
Yeah, I know. I went to a school with.
Spider-Man's bitch
we went
was
to
named
school.
Mary Jane.
That's true. We went to school with like a weird girl named Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. My
There are
great grandma's name, R.I.P., was Mary Ann.
That's not Mary Jane.
It's literally 2 letters off.
It's not the same.
It's basically the same.
Nope.
Damn near.
Nope.
Yep.
But anyway,
Clint, what drug will you never do?
never do.
Never.
Probably
Like, what's the one you're least likely to do?
like heroin. Probably.
Heroin? You do
Yeah.
meth before heroin?
Maybe actually.
Like, if you had to pick one to do
Like,
last.
if I had,
if you had to do
pick
every
between-
drug
if I
but
had to
one.
pick I'd probably do heroin last.
Okay.
Yeah. Heroin, like, it's just always been scary.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a weird one. Peyote.
Peyote. Ah, dude, I've always kind of wanted to do peyote. Yeah.
I hear wild peyote
Oh, yeah,
stories.
me
I don't know if
too,
any of
but
them are true, but
I've always kind of wanted to do it.
when I was a kid, like when GTA 5 came out, like on
Oh, yeah,
PlayStation
and you
4,
could go get the peyote
peyote,
plants and turn into an animal.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
it was. But then I heard some like actual stories, and I was like, Jesus.
No, peyote's scary. So is I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but the only story that really like got to me was Ari Shafir's about salvia.
Salvia is wild.
Salvia's wild. Like,
Salvia is kind of like, from what I've heard, is kind of similar to DMT. So I'd be
yeah,
down to do it.
well, I've heard it. I've heard it's similar, but like depending on the trip, and I'll talk about Ari's for a bit. I don't know like the full story, but I've been told most of it. You know, I've listened to him talk about it quite a bit. So he took salvia on this podcast, and it didn't kick in. So he took some more, and then the second he took that more, the first bit kicked in. That's usually how it works, you know. But since he took so much, in his mind, he lived like 6 months
in this
in the
underwater
ocean.
life.
Yeah, he had a family as like fish or whatever. He had a wife, he had kids, he had this, he had a job. And then he just woke up and it was like 5 minutes later from when he took the salvia. I was like, that's pretty dope. I'd do that.
That shit would scare me.
It'd scare me, but I'd be like, that'd be an experience at least.
I just get so scared. I think it's because I did acid so much, man. I get so scared of just like fucking perma-frying myself.
Oh, yeah.
Hard.
I would always be scared of that too. That's
Like,
scary.
I get tweaked out every time we trip now, dude, where like for like the first like hour, I'm just like trying so hard to manage all my thoughts and make sure like I'm in like the right mindset. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to end
Kids,
up like some
if
people.
any children are listening to this, which if you are,
Get off.
get off.
Literally, Jesus.
Go play Roblox fucking Pussycat Simulator.
Go play Fortnite and smack us like you usually do. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
These
But-
kids are too good at video games nowadays.
Oh my god, I know, dude. Like, you know for a fact when we're getting our shit ran on Fortnite, COD, or any
Dude,
game in
you know-
general,
you
it's
know
like
the
some
other-
5-year-old.
You know, yesterday when me and Bill were playing Warzone and like those kids kept buying back and they were the
Dude,
last
yeah,
team.
Yep.
I heard them over the prox chat. I don't know if Bill or you have prox chat
No.
on the game. Those kids, like 10 years old.
Of course.
Like I could hear
'Cause-
them over the prox chat yelling every time I killed them, like, "Oh, this is bullshit!" And it's like these are 10-year-old kids, and they just keep buying
Yeah,
back and
dude.
frying
Well, that's
us.
the shitty thing, dude. It's like 10-year-old kids, for the most part, the only people that have the time to
Exactly.
just sit there every day and just waste their lives away on those games.
I wish I had that time.
Well, I used to be a sweat on Black Ops 2, and I remember feeling so good about that. But, like, now I look back, and I'm like, dude, I bet I pissed off so many, like, adults with lives and jobs who were just hopping on for a little bit of chill time after, like, a hard 12-hour
Probably.
shift. I just shit
Yeah.
on them, dude, and they hated their lives.
See, and that's the argument that I've always been on the side of is like that's kind of how it's always been. Like kids have always had that time. They always have more time than adults to
Yep.
play the games, and the kids are still learning, so they obviously learn the game easier because their brains are developing. So they're just gonna develop with the game, you know.
And they have, like, the fucking time to sit there and watch, like, other people who are pros play and how they play and pick up those fucking tactics.
And I mean, I'm not
shit.
saying that we don't have any fucking time, but it's like we don't have as much time.
We have,
I
like,
mean,
actual shit.
I have a lot of time, but still, I don't even play video games
Well, it's even
as
then,
much.
it's
and
hard
I
to sit
literally
there.
make it my career.
It's hard to sit there on one game
Yeah.
and just play it and just play it and just play it.
Well, yeah, and see that's the thing because I've listened to a lot of people talk about it too. Like a lot of people like diss on the fact that people play video games, and I'm like, well, research came out that it helps your brain as long as you're not playing it for fucking 8 hours a day.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, I always try to limit myself. Like, I'll only record for like 2, maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
And like unless we have a really good gaming session, like
last
yesterday,
night.
where we're playing for like 6 hours.
But that's rare.
But it's like, yeah, that only happens every now and then.
We don't ever do that. And I only ever play with you and Bill like once or twice a week.
Yeah, literally.
I haven't been on. I remember once I sold like my third PS4 for weed money. I like didn't get one again. And I just was like, you know what? I'll just take a little back seat to gaming right now.
Do you think kids will ever understand that? Like, because kids can just kind of they can't go to the shops, but they can have like their parents or their sisters and brothers go to shops for them now. They'll never understand the fact
Depends
of like,
on what kind of parents you have.
yeah, literally. Because like when shops started opening up around here, that's just what I had my mom do. Is like, hey, I need some weed. Can you go buy me some? And she'd be like, sure.
Yeah.
Or my sister, sorry, not my sisters, but, and I'd be like, but
Kids
I
will
wonder
never understand the idea nowadays of like having like I'm sure some like there's still some states where it's straight up illegal, not even medical.
yeah,
But in places like California and Montana, dude, like fuck, kids will never understand having to meet up with like an actual weird fucking guy,
a stranger.
a weird fucking guy
Mm-hmm.
for weed. You know what I mean? And then finding out years later he got arrested for going on like a high speed, low speed chase off of Xanax and threw up all over himself while only wearing underwear.
Yeah,
After
dude.
he robbed a weed shop.
Like they'll never understand that.
It's crazy.
It's sad, cause we almost died to get like $10 worth of weed.
Well, now weed is less frowned upon than alcohol. I remember I started smoking weed in middle school, and I remember like fucking.
People hated it.
There's this one kid I was friends with at the time, one of our future guests, and he found out that I smoked weed, and he thought it was funny to like at fucking our little recess yell to everybody, "This kid smoked weed last night." I remember everybody looking at me like I was gross, ghetto, dirty, and gross. And years later, those same kids are fucking like
Now all those kids
hitting
smoke
me
weed.
up, asking to go to the shop or this or that, you know. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's always what annoyed me is like the kids that would always give me shit for smoking weed, and then like a year later they'd hit me up, be like,
"Can you give me
"Hey,
some weed?"
hey, can you give me some weeds, probably? 'Cause, I mean, I know you smoke," and it's like, "Yeah, I smoke, obviously,"
Yeah.
and then like according to this, you do too. So don't
Yeah.
ever talk to me, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. It's wild how
you used to give me
perceptions
so
will
much
change.
shit for smoking, and now everybody does it.
Everybody hates you till they try it.
Literally, can't knock it till you try it. They always say that. And
Except
fucking-
like meth.
even then, dude,
I
can't knock it.
accidentally did meth one time.
Oh, really?
Thought it was Molly.
Dude,
And I was on acid when I did it too. It was horrible. Horrible experience. Emphasis on the or. That's how bad it
a
was.
whore? Whoa.
Horrible experience.
You got a whore on meth. That's crazy.
That would be bad. I'd hate to be a whore on meth. Gotta be one of the worst characters you can be in life.
For real.
I'd pick that one last.
I've been laced a few times. I mean, my favorite one, though, like, because it didn't even really, like, it made me mad after the fact, but, like, during the high, it was one of the best highs I've ever had. I got laced with, like, bleach or
Like I said, I
chlorine
think that
or
was
something.
embalming fluid.
Yeah, or embalming fluid, something. Got laced with something, but it made my high so much better. I remember, like, that was, like, one of the, like, I don't know if you've ever had surgery or anything, but they have this this gas, and it's basically like weed and THC. It's
Yeah.
basically like it's not the same substance,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
but it's like does
Anesthesia.
yeah, it does the same shit to your brain where it just kind of makes you loopy and like funny,
Giggly.
giggly, and
Yep.
that's exactly what this did to me. It made me just giggly and like aloof, not aware of anything, and
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Everybody's seen those videos of people
Yeah.
after they get wisdom teeth
Yeah,
out.
yeah. And it was just like that. But all I did was just smoke a bowl, like smoke a few bowls of this weed, and I was like, damn. Dude,
Stitch.
life is not that bad. We're almost done.
Almost done.
Gosh. She's such a little nope.
She's very needy.
Very
But at
neat.
least you know she loves you.
Yeah.
For real.
All she wants to do is just, I guarantee you, just walk out of there and go lay in the bed.
Yep.
But it's like, eh.
Can't trust it.
She'll be fine for 5 more minutes.
Yeah. We've been doing this for what?
That's been about an hour
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
We're
This
doing
is
good. We're
think of
doing
this
good.
as like a little filler episode.
Yeah, this is a little filler. We could not. Well, we could have gotten a guest this week, but we didn't really try that hard on
We
the
didn't
account
wanna-
of that we're sick and just a lot of shit happened this week.
guest, but he He was feeling iffy about it, so we didn't want to force him.
No,
we don't want him to come on.
we
fucking
don't want
feeling all
anybody.
tweak.
We don't want anybody to feel forced
Yeah.
coming on here. We just want him to come on, have a good little chat.
So we're giving him some time to let it grow on him a little bit. The idea. But yeah. I mean, we could end it right here if you want.
I'm down. That was a good little hour episode. I think we did good.
So. As long as we get our clips out of it.
Yeah, clips will be out of this episode. This episode will be out on Friday.
Yep, you're watching this.
Hope you enjoy it. Our next episode will be out the next Friday,
and we
literally the week after this, it'll be out.
Yep. Got a good few guests lined up for the next few weeks. Look forward to that. And yeah, if you haven't followed all the socials, I'll throw the links to those in the bio. Go do that if you want. If not, then I'm not your father. So yeah.
So yeah. Hey, there's a root beer named that.
I'm not your father.
I'm not your father. Root beer.
Shout out. But yeah, no, I'm good off that.
Well, it's empty anyway.
Good. I fucking hate that shit. But yeah.
Thanks guys.
If you enjoyed the episode, peace out.
Thanks for the support. We're gonna just keep pumping these episodes out, guys.
Yep. If you hate it, if you love it, good.
If you hate it, you don't have to watch it. We're not like he just said. We're not your dads. We don't control what you watch.
Yep.
Don't have to watch it. If you
Unless you
don't
don't know your dad, then we might be.
Then maybe.
You never know.
I'm your father. Your mama just never told you.
Clint had a wild fucking cocaine stint in the 90s. Barely remembers any of it. So
I didn't even know the 90s was a thing.
If you were born in between 95 and 99 and you don't know your dad,
it might be me.
There's like statistically, we did the math, 56% chance it's Clint. True story. All right. Peace, guys.
58 if you're in Oklahoma.
Yeah. That we won't even bring up Oklahoma.
Okay. But have a good one, guys.
I heard the stutter. Peace.